Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about scams. So now that everybody is getting excited about traveling again with all of the vaccines and we're finally kind of starting to open a little bit, I read a recent statistic that about 2/3 of at least Americans, I'm sure everybody else in the world, are planning to travel this summer. And so I wanted to talk to you briefly about potential scams because they are coming out of the woodwork. People are taking advantage of everybody wanting to travel again. So I want to warn you about some of the top scams that are going around today and ways you can avoid them. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Really quick, before I get started, I just want to let you know about a brand new membership site that we are launching, and it is going to be incredible. My vision for it is to be a community where you can get together, share tips and tricks and itineraries and questions and answers. It's also going to be a place where you can access travel agents themselves, ask questions, get advice, be able to access travel agent portals as far as the websites that we get that the general public doesn't typically get, where we can look up pricing and stuff for you and research vacations and things. It's also a place where you will learn all about basically everything a travel agent does, how to save money, how to save time, where to find the best websites, the best destinations, the best hotels, how to make those choices, all the logistics to make your vacation absolutely fantastic, basically teaching you everything you need to know to handcraft travel. Oh, and we're going to be giving you weekly travel deals, which will curate from around the world as far as all of the different travel websites and different deal websites. We're going to curate them and give them to you in a weekly format of some sort. So these are just some of the things that I'm going to be adding to the membership website when it becomes available. But what I'm interested in is if that might be something that's interesting to you. If you would be interested in being one of the founding members, not only will you get a rock bottom price that will remain consistent throughout the life of your membership as long as you remain in good standing, but you will also get early access and a few other perks and bonuses that it won't be available once it becomes available to the general public. So if you're interested in being one of those founding members, please click that link in the description below just to let me know you're interested. And as a bonus for doing that, I will give you a free copy of my travel planning cheat sheet with some of those resources and things, not all of them, but the ones that will definitely help you get started planning your next vacation. So if that sounds good, click that link. All right, let's get back to the show. Alrighty, so as I said, a large number of people are planning to travel this year, and I'm sure you are too if you're watching this video. And because of that, all of the scam artists are coming out of the woodwork and taking advantage of all the people that are desperate to get back out there and start traveling again. So what I have found is the FTC, the government website, the FTC website, that is talking about the current scams that are out there right now that are online and ways people can trick you, and the best ways to avoid those scams and to protect yourself when you're booking your vacations for this summer or this year or anytime that you're booking vacations. It is certainly not only now that people are scamming people. This is something that they've been doing for years and years. It's just that because so many people are looking to travel this year, they are really out in droves. So let's go ahead and cover the top ways people look to scam you online and how you can protect yourself. One of the first ways that people like to scam you is by saying you've won a free vacation, but you have to pay some of the fees first. So a legitimate company won't ask you to pay for a prize. So that is red flag number one. Any company trying to sell you a free vacation probably wants something from you, either taxes and fees or mandatory timeshare participation where you have to listen to their timeshare speech, which, by the way, those things are super high pressure and really, really hard to get out of. So I don't recommend doing those. I mean, if you really want to, obviously do it, but having to listen to a timeshare presentation is really, really difficult to worm your way out of, and usually very, very long. So I wouldn't do that. But anyway, if they're offering you a free trip, but I want to collect some kind of fee or mandatory requirement or something that you have to do in order to get that vacation, it's likely a scam, or like in this case, they're trying to sell you a timeshare. So maybe avoid those.
The next thing to look out for is if the prize company wants your credit card information, especially if they say they are using it to verify your identity or to verify your prize. If they're asking for your credit card information and will not give you the trip without that, it's a scam. Don't do it. Hang up. Don't get involved. The other way people do is with cold calls, cold texts, or emails out of the blue. So before you do business with any company you don't know, you can call the Attorney General or the local consumer protection agencies, Better Business Bureau, things of that nature, and in that company's home state to check on complaints. Then you can search online by either entering the company name or the word complaints or scam and the company name and see if anything comes up. By looking in several different areas, if you are not finding anything about scams or any problems or anything like that, then they might be legitimate. But if they're cold calling you, cold texting you, or emailing you out of the blue and you don't know who they are, that's usually something that you should be very, very wary of, and definitely do your due diligence before you choose to purchase any kind of vacation or travel through those companies. The other thing to look out for is if they don't or can't give you specifics about the vacation they're trying to offer to you. So a lot of them will promise that you get to stay in a 5-star resort or a luxury cruise ship. But the more vague the promises are, the less likely it's going to be true. So ask for specifics and get it in writing for sure, for sure. And then what you want to do is go to that resort or cruise line or whatever it is that they're promising you and make sure that that entity is legitimate. And again, people can fake websites. You can go to the website and it might look legitimate, but I would take it one step further because a website is super easy to make for anybody who ad for free. Anybody can make a website. So I would actually go and back to the last step where you're checking the local Better Business Bureau or community organizations, the tourism board. So if it's in a country you're not familiar with, all countries have some sort of a tourism board where you can call and verify things are legitimate. Certain resorts or cruise lines are legitimate. Check the Attorney General's office, check for searching it on Google for scams and tricks and things of that nature. Problems, things of that nature. So go take it a step further if it's something you've never heard of before and find out those details and then verify it's a real thing. All right, the next thing people do is they want to pressure you to sign up for a travel club in order to get great deals on future vacations. So the pressure to sign up or you're going to miss out is the signal to walk away. So travel clubs often have high membership fees and very, very limited destinations and travel dates. And then lastly, if you get a robocall about a vacation. So robocalls from companies trying to sell you something are almost always illegal. If you haven't given the company written permission to call you, it is not okay. It is not legitimate. So make sure you sign up for the National Do Not Call Registry so that hopefully you aren't getting those calls. And I'm going to link this article that I'm getting this information from below, and in it they have the link to the Do Not Call Registry if you would like to register your phone number in that registry. And then also, of all of the scams that I've listed, if you think that you have been targeted and that you have been scammed, please reach out to ftc.gov/complaint. And again, that's going to be linked in the article below. And make sure that you are reporting these things so that the FTC can stay on top of them and hopefully shut down those scam companies. Those are some signs of potential scams out there. Basically, a good rule of thumb is if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it is. So how then do you protect yourself? How do you plan a vacation and not fall prey to one of the scams that are out there today? Well, one of the top ways to do that is to get recommendations. So obviously, if you have had friends or family, people that have traveled, even if it's on YouTube and they have video of the place that they've gone to and the legitimate hotels and the legitimate cruise lines, that is usually a good indication, obviously, that they're legitimate. Or if they've used a vacation company, say they've gotten a vacation package through a specific company that you've never heard of. But if it's a friend or family member or somebody that you know and trust it's legitimate and they have done it, then typically you can trust the recommendation and trust to book with that entity, whoever it may be. The other thing that you want to do is you want to verify your reservations and your arrangements. So back to when they say, oh, we'll give you a 5-star resort or we'll give you a luxury cruise ship. If you've done it and you've made a reservation through that company, call that resort, call that cruise line and verify your name is down as having a reservation. Make sure your reservations and arrangements are legitimate by going directly to the horse's mouth, so to speak, and make sure that they have your information and make sure that it's real. If it isn't, you need to report this immediately as a potential scam, find out what's going on and back out if at all possible. The next trick that you can use to help you to protect yourself from scams is to pay by credit card. That way it gives you more protection than paying a cash or check. And if you don't get what you paid for, you may be able to dispute those charges with your credit card company. However, don't give your account number to any business until you've verified its reputation and verified that they are indeed legitimate. The other thing you want to do is consider using a travel app. Travel apps can help you search for airfares and hotel rates, get fare alerts, get real-time deals, manage your itinerary. The thing about travel apps is they typically get the information from legitimate sites. So say, for instance, you are on Google Flights. They're going to go out there and search for all of the legitimate airlines that are offering flights. They're not likely to find some scammy, not real airline and offer it on their website. Same thing with Expedia, Travelocity, Skyscanner, all of those things. They're going to be pulling legitimate companies and offering those deals and information to you. So if you go through a reputable company such as that, then you can feel fairly confident that it's going to be a legitimate vacation, a legitimate trip, and it is safe to book with that company. Okay, so that was a lot of information to cover, and that was primarily to avoid scams online or people calling you or offering you things. Now, it is an entirely other world to talk about avoiding scams when you're in a new location. So if you're in, say, a foreign country or new location, there are certain types of scams that you also have to avoid when you're in those places, such as, taxi scams, scams with people trying to get you to buy things, or scams with people trying to get you into things, 3-card Monty, stuff like that you have to worry about, and pickpockets and different things like that. In different parts of the world, you have different things you need to protect yourself against. So in order to protect yourself against those type of scams, there are a few things I also recommend. Getting a travel guide. If you happen to have a travel guide, and that could be even searching for YouTube, if you have a YouTube video, a vlog of somebody who's been to that area, and a lot of them will talk about safety concerns and things you need to consider. The other thing you could do is call your concierge, or if you're staying in an Airbnb or a Vrbo, call the host or some other official at where your lodging is going to be, and ask them, what do I need to know about this location? How do I keep myself safe? Are there areas I need to avoid? What considerations do I need to keep in mind as I'm going around, and how do I keep myself safe? How do I avoid those scams? Somebody on the ground in that location should be able to give you loads of information. Make that concierge your best friend, and you will get everything you need to know, not just about avoiding scams, but also about loads of other things with regard to your vacation. And then finally, I'm going to go ahead and link some articles below that I found that talk about specific scams in different places that they've encountered, like I was saying, taxi scams and things like that. Just some red flags to look out for and things to keep in mind as you're traveling. So take a look at those links below and read all about it before you head out to your next foreign destination or brand new destination. Now, this includes domestic destinations. So if you're going to a new state and a new city, or a new province, you might not be familiar with the safety protocols in that city. So where I am, maybe my city is pretty safe, but the next city over, there's a lot more that I would need to look out for. Make sure you're doing this also with any domestic travel as well. Just because your city is safe doesn't mean your entire country is safe. So make sure you're checking those things out as well. So, okay, so that was a lot of information in a maybe not so short time, but I thank you so much for hanging in there with me. If you would like to plan your travel this year and need some more information, please check out these websites here. And other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.